Yeah, you can ask anything except for Vivekachudamani.
Yes.
Or even, Sri Hari, just a second, even Vivekachudamani to whatever we have covered, we can take it up. Not an issue. Okay, so now you go ahead with your question.
So, all this Vigraha Radhana, how did this come into existence when we are actually talking about it's not at all Vigraha anymore, I mean, after a certain state. But why was the Vigraha Aradhana did come into existence? Is it because of and then also the why why we are so much towards the Vigraha Aradhana? So just wanted to know on that part. Maybe I try to understand myself. It looks like maybe the humans were trying to fight against each other when actually they both are one. Maybe. And maybe there was an institution where they understood that humans are fighting each other where they are supposed to be the same from the Advaita perspective. So they made a carvings out of the same human so that they don't fight each other. Is that the reasoning or is there something else?
Okay, now I'll tell you a very simple thing. If you go on watch your breath, if you are able to do a breath watching for around 7 days, or
Okay.
another way of doing it is just go with the, what we can say, Om chanting for around 21 days non-stop. You just have to do that non-stop. Close your eyes, sit down, and keep on uttering Om. And when you are having, you should have only one eating. So in the morning at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, you eat and that's it. There ends the matter, and remaining time is spent in Om. So if you are able to do that, and if you have put antelope skin or some other kind of seating arrangement, and if you are in the wilderness, generally what happens is that you will start to feel some divine person observing you and coming to you. Okay, now you have seen that, but nobody else has seen it. So now if somebody were to ask, looking at you and saying that, have you seen any devata, then the answer would be yes. And how does he look? So then you can describe. And when the description is given, some sculpture can sculpt it and ask, or some painter can paint it and ask, is this how he looks? And if you certify that this is what I saw, then some people will start believing you and then will start to do exactly what you're doing. And let's say it works out for them and they are able to see that. Now what happens? It becomes a reality, right? And then there would be aradhana, because now you have to offer something to the deity, and this becomes a practice. Okay, so there is nothing wrong in that, there's nothing right in that, and that is how mind works, meaning mind has consciousness to its core. So what happens is, whatever you invest, you get it back. So let's say in dedication, like you are a follower of Sri Vidya Sampradaya, so now you get into that mandala and chakra and the making of the Sri Chakra with the Panchaloha and amount of whatever that needs to be done, and then you exactly follow what is indicated by your Guru. Shouldn't you get what is there in that if you were to dedicate?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you get it, how would you explain to someone? So let's say we three want to know, myself and Padmashri and Lata wants to know. How would you explain now? How would you explain Sri Vidya?
Explains, may I'm not qualified to explain about Shivaji, but I can explain my experience
Yes, absolutely.
to a certain extent. Yeah.
No, that's correct.
So, yeah.
We are more interested in your experience, right? So now you're going to explain that how did you start Sri Vidya and what it involves, what's the technique and what needs to be done, and how you should spread it and what will happen, and at this stage what happens, at that stage what happens, something like that, right?
Yeah. I may not be able to cover all of that, but at least my individual experience, I can say.
No, that is correct.
So yeah.
Then what happens, Srihari, is that it becomes a parampara, correct?
It becomes a parampara, yeah.
It becomes a parampara. So now you are following a tradition, correct? You means I also start following that tradition. Now what happens to retain that? To retain that in the sense that to retain that experience, I need to have something. So I need to sculpt something or draw something or design something, because human beings get a lot of information through these geometric forms or through making something. So everything will ultimately end up in having geometry, or we create a sculpture, or we create a human or a divine design, and will start to see that which stone and which kind of material would make the prana pratishtha happen, because I want to see that idol blinking, the eyes blinking, and I want to see somebody is talking to me. So there is a particular kind of wood, or there is a particular kind of stone, or there's a particular kind of material like copper, or even if I have this mercury and other kind of minerals or metals being added, it gives a different experience. So that is how it starts.
Okay.
So then the people start seeing that deity. See, if there is Shiva, somebody would have seen Shiva, right? Otherwise there wouldn't be a commonality, correct? And somebody would have seen Bhagirath. Somebody would have seen something, right? And he would have explained to someone, and that other persons also would have seen it. Otherwise, how there can be commonality? See, when we say Ganesha, somebody would have seen that Ganesha, right?
Maybe experienced Ganesha. Yeah.
Yeah, seen in the sense that experienced Ganesha. So he has come in front of that person. Whether it is his own imagination or really it has come, we leave that aside. But somebody has seen it correctly. And then that somebody has indicated how Ganesha looks. So then the sculpture happens. So then the Aradhana starts for those who have not seen it.
But Ganesha I was thinking he was more of a symbolic.
Everything is symbolic only. See, everything, including Shiva, is a symbolic representation. But the consciousness can make anything manifest. That's the beauty of consciousness.
Yeah, I think if you meditate on Ganesha's form, in all details, continuously, you will be able to see Ganesha as is, however you are imagining.
Yeah. See, there is one saying which I was using, and then Bhatt was asking this question some time ago. There is Yad Bhavam Tad Bhavati. So whatever you have in your mind will get represented outside.
For example, on the Saturday morning, on the ceiling, okay, I keep seeing all those lights. In that blue light, I saw many deities. And someone told all these deities are the same. And now I don't remember which ones and all I saw, but I saw many of them on the ceiling. And definitely I saw Ganesha. Ganesha is the most easiest to see, I feel. I've seen Ganesha many times. Second is Krishna, I've seen. Krishna, I don't know, somehow I've not seen, never seen full. I always see him only half. Peeping from somewhere.
Okay.
So whatever you, what do you say? Even I was also thinking about this Vigraha Radhana, the idol worship you were talking about. So if you go and stand in front of the temple, and always the gods are decorated beautifully, right? With silk cloths and that ornaments, and you'll be shining. So if you really have that bhakti towards the deity, so you will look at that deity with full concentration in your from your mind. Okay, and your mind will not go here and there. So you will stand there and you will concentrate your mind. So this is one a technique also to concentrate your mind, bring it into Ekagrata, to the meditative state. So this also, I think, maybe was one of the purpose of having this Vigraha Radhana. And everybody has different tastes and different likings, and that's why we have different types. And I know all of them are real. If we think we are all real, all those gods which we see are also real. You will be able to see them. You will be able to talk to them. So I believe that 100%. Unless and until you transcend that, that's a different thing altogether. But otherwise, in our current reality, if you think we are all there, then all that gods which we think, Krishna and Devi and all of them are there. And you will be able to see. That's my belief. So I think all these temples and all, and especially when they are doing this arati and all, with that fire, your mind will be fully, if you have real bhakti, you will be fully concentrated on that, and you will go to automatically to the meditative state. I think all this is related to aid you to reach that Ekagrata, at least for some time. That's how I look at it. And I remember some time back I have seen 3 devatas. It's not that together they came. They just, one came. I think I have told Padmasri also sometimes. One of them came, then that devata disappeared, and another one came, and another one came. Only the last one I remember the face even now. But I was not dreaming. I was awake. More 3 o'clock in the morning. And those 3 devatas I don't know. Who are they? I have never seen them depicted anywhere in our this thing. Any of the gods. So I don't know who those 3 are. I have no clue.
So it's something that depending on your imagination, any god can be visualized or manifested at any given point of time.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, it is your mind which does that, Srihari, and it is true. Just like, I'll give an example, Srihari. Now, whenever you see your wife, do you recognize her as your wife?
Yes.
100%? Without any doubt? Or do you have a doubt?
From the physical form, yes, I without any doubt.
Not only physical form, Srihari, you will have a mental connect with that person, right?
Right, yeah.
So even if your wife were not to be there, you still have a connection with her in your mind.
Yes.
Right. So now the only difference between that and this is that there is no devotion, but there is a kind of what we can say. There is a kind of attachment to that person. Now, what if you develop devotion? Then what happens? You start seeing your wife as a Devi. Then what happens? This is exactly what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did. He started seeing Kali in his wife. So it's all about how each person will tune the mind. It's all in the game of the mind, and the mind will start seeing what is projected by itself through the consciousness. So if it projects a Krishna there, it will immediately have Krishna. If it projects a wife, it will automatically have a wife. If it projects a son, it will automatically have the son. But actually speaking, there is nobody there. It is itself doing itself, and that's the reason it is called as Maya. So Advaita goes on the removal of Maya.
Actually, we can very small exercise which is very, very different, meaning it's not got anything to do with gods or anything. Some shape you see on a wall or something like that, meaning it's a shape which is formed by itself, a border or something like that. You start seeing this looks like a bird flying. 3 days you will see the bird flying there.
Yes, that also
Yeah, exactly.
So it is so much that the mind does for you, meaning it starts to, from there on, it starts to build on its own. That first trigger has to come, that first thought has to come, that first, if the moment that arises, after that you start seeing a bird really flying. This happens so many times in so many places, especially if you're watching that, if that place happens to be something which you watch quite often.
Yeah, even the sky, the clouds. You can imagine what all the things you want.
Clouds, yeah.
You will see it.
And then after that, you start seeing it there.
in the same form as you had seen.
Only thing is in the clouds, no, they
Cross.
take forms quite often. I mean, keep changing forms quite often, so it becomes very.
Correct.
But something that's happening on a wall, meaning like a water stain or something like that.
I got
You will see that formation happening quite well.
And actually, you go and tell to somebody else, that person also will start seeing the same thing.
We'll start seeing it. Yeah. Till then, that person has not seen it. Meaning has not seen it from that angle. The moment you tell it, they will also start seeing it.
Correct.
Yes.
Exactly.
It happens, yeah, correct.
And that is all what it is, Sri Hari, in terms of Murti Aradhana or all that. It is how it works. If somebody believes that there is no God, that person never sees God. If somebody feels there is God, he sees God. Now who is
Same
right?
same thing when you die also. Whatever you firmly believe will happen after death will happen. You will see that.
You will only be in that actually, and right now we are also in that only. There is nothing like anything other than what was imagined is not there. It is there.
All of you have come and talking to me because I have imagined it in some time. Same way with you also.
All of us.
Yes.
And when you go to the Deva world of existence, they have imagined that, so they are in that world of existence. But it's one single consciousness only. There are no 100 consciousnesses.
Correct. And actually, when I went to Trivandrum last time, I think I told Vilas, I was sitting in the plane, 1 hour it takes. So I was simply sitting and imagining things. I said, I want to see a green color. Immediately I saw green. Whatever I was imagining in my mind, I was seeing it. I am closing my eyes and then I am seeing that in that behind the closed tabs. So whatever I was imagining, I see. So experience and experienced. So a full 1 hour I was doing that actually. But you have to feel it with intensity, and then you will immediately see it.
Yeah, there is no gap. There is no gap between what you think and what exists. Yeah, Srihari, you wanted to say something.
I think similar to what Lata mentioned, when she was asking these colors and all. I think similar experience I also had before. We were with the first child. So what happened was that I was introduced into this Sampradaya. I was just asked to do this mantra. It's called as Bala mantra for Bala Tripura Sundari. So I was doing it. I mean, there were no attributes told or you should do like this or something. We were only told that you should follow some nistha, and we were doing that. Just in the routine life, I mean, there was that time I was doing some 8 and history related items. So even when I was doing this japa, sometimes I used to recall, today there is a important issue that has to be taken up, something like that. But it so happened that once we went to Kanyakumari, where this Kanyakumari temple was there. So it happened to me that the murti was so good that I actually started to get the tears out of the eyes. And then it was regular. After that, we went to Madurai and then came back. So after that, the experience of whatever I was doing, it actually has doubled. So whenever I get into the mantra and then after I follow a certain state, then I started to have the visuals of that Devi. Then I started to understand that is Bala Tripuri by herself is trying to tell that don't worry, I will come or something like that. So there were some astrologers who were telling that you will be given first with baby boy. At least 3-4 people were told. Even my guru also told, as per this thing, now that you have done so much, you will be blessed with a boy within 3 months. I was just calm, and then after 3 months, it happened that it was a baby girl. So it was a very surprise, and then I couldn't believe what has happened, and then why about my experience. So it was really awesome. I mean, I was just trying to get that experience when Lata told us she was sitting, and then trying to get that colors. Yeah.
So it works. So that is all about the idol. So the more the aradhana, the better you experience.
But you were telling the yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, my question was that, so then it becomes.
I might be changing the subject. So I might be changing the subject if you want.
Okay, even I am also changing the subject. So from that, then it becomes a savikalpa, right, Vilas?
Yes, it is savikalpa. It is 100% savikalpa.
Yeah.
No, I was this one was that slowly if you start extrapolating and you're about the whole thing, you will slowly realize what is Maya also. That the exact things what is Maya also about, right? I think everything we created and we are living it. It looks very real and we are real also. Everything is so real, but still, the moment the mind is dropped, that is not real.
Exactly.
So the same thing is extrapolated as Maya, and we are able to see that in something which is so far away called God, because it is not meaning we don't see these people on a daily basis, but still we are able to correlate that the mind is playing. But even the human beings, with the human beings, the relationship, the mind only is playing. So it is the same Maya that is there. That is also Maya. This is also Maya. Is what I feel.
Yeah. So that's the willing power of Maya.
Exactly. So whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we touch, whatever we smell, whatever we think, and all of that 6 senses is Maya only. You will exactly experience what is being fed.
Yeah, whatever comes as inputs, we experience that. And or whatever you think or imagine in your mind, you experience that.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, since all these are intellectual realization, that's why we have not enlightened yet.
So what people do is they give themselves up, meaning they stop to do something and they totally go into that. Like, if I believe Om, or if I believe in Gayatri, or if I believe in that this one, Bhagavate Vasudevaya, that one, or some mantra which is a single liner, or any of the root mantras or root syllables. So that also will work. So you can take either one of them and do it all the time, all the waking hour, all the sleeping hour. If you are able to dedicate it like that for 21 days, you will get it. 100% you'll get it. And it'll
Yeah,
give fruit.
correct.
It will give fruit.
Yes, yes, it will give fruit, no doubt.
Yes. So, Srihari, if you are looking at the Tripura Sundari and then you want to experience the energy moving from Ida to Pingala and Pingala to Ida, and then the Sushumna Nadi getting totally energized and coming into the Trikuti, you can do that for 21 days. You will exactly see what you have taken that Sampradaya for.
Okay.
I want to ask Srihari, so do you experience those energy movements up your spine?
Not very often, but mostly at near this eyes and in the Agna Chakra, I feel that movements. Not at the spine, maybe very less often I used to feel that. Mostly at this Agna Chakra, I used to feel more of this.
Yeah. So in your Chakra, you feel that vibration, right? That's
Yes.
something pushing and such kind of feeling.
Exactly. And then from the spine, when you said from the Mooladhara, I used to feel sometimes. It was not many times, but it was very, have fingertips, I could say, finger numbers.
Okay.
See,
Because I think the Sri Chakra and Sri Vidya and all is like bringing up that energy up to Sahasrara, right? So that's what it involves, finally.
Yes, yeah.
no, in your heart region, you should see 6 petals of the lotus. You will see it. You'll exactly see the lotus petals. At the mind and its 5 senses. All the 6 will get opened up. In which
When you close your eyes, you will be able to see that.
Yes.
Really.
Yes, and you will see it really, not as an imagination.
Yeah, correct.
And you will also see the fire there. It's like a pure golden light, meaning that light is so dazzling. You feel, who is this? It's you or it's somebody else there, it's a god or whatever it is, whatever you have termed it, and you will see that real golden light in the center of your chest. And it is so gleaming that no gold can beat it. And you would see it.
You have seen Vilas?
Yes, that's the reason I'm telling you.
That's what I could make out. That's why I'm asking.
It is something you cannot miss it. It is more powerful than sun, what we are seeing in the broad daylight or in the afternoon. It's even more powerful than the sun. And it is such a golden color that even the gold looks not golden in front of it. It looks really blemished. The gold looks blemished. In that you will see the 6 petals lotus. And each one petal represent one senses. And then
Red color or pink color lotus?
No, it is, it looks pink because of the light falling on that. But what you really see is that is like a reflector. Just like you have a rear view mirror and everything appears in the rear view mirror, but you can't touch that person or object, right?
Yes.
In the same way, the sound, sight, all that will come on that. And
I got it.
And it is lit up by this golden color light.
Yes. So it is a senses which is getting, you will get the real, all the senses see it is in the heart. And then this light is revealing all that.
The light is
so that's
revealing.
How you see it.
Yeah, that's how you see
I got it.
And then what goes out at death is this light going out with its 6 senses.
Correct.
So all the impressions are there on top of these 6 senses. So it keeps on accumulating, and there is this smriti or the memory. So this light knows all its past lives because it was there from the beginning. And that is how you see your past life.
Correct.
If the light falls on that, you immediately get that. If light doesn't fall on that, it doesn't come out at all.
The light has to decide to fall on it.
Yes. So now you can't force that light to fall because you
Correct.
yourself it doesn't exist.
Yes.
There is no you to exist in the first place. It's only the light.
That's that's the reason it is also told that self has to reveal itself, right? You cannot do anything.
You can't do anything. So that dazzling light, if you are able to see even for a moment, you will go mad at it because you have never seen anything like that before. And you cannot ask it to come back again. I want to see it, because you should go away and then that light comes.
That light is always there, so you're not seeing it. That's all.
You can't see it unless you go away. You can't see it, and the moment you go away, you can't again ask it to come back,
Correct.
because it was always there. It was not that it was not there at all. So now you see that there is nothing called as birth and death. It's just that light.
Yes.
So if you don't want that light, don't give any food to it, so it doesn't again take another
Establish.
shape. It doesn't establish anywhere. If otherwise, it keeps on establishing here, there, as this, as that, or whatever. So now that light in the center, which is purer than gold, even if we were to refine the gold, 24 karat gold, and then clean it, and how much gleam that or that shine would be in that, that is more shining than that. In that, what happens is all the impressions are there. So depending upon what is coming, when we say mind, that's the reason I use the word container, because that is how it contains. So you can see what it contains, just like the movie coming on the projection. So it keeps on coming, and then the mind keeps on associating with it through the 6 senses. It itself is a sense. That is, mind itself has a sense. So it senses, and what it senses, it feels. What it feels, it perceives. What it perceives, it takes itself as itself. So this light keeps on emitting on that. So the moment the mind is able to see this light, mind disappears from there. Then onwards, there is no mind. It's only the light. And that's the reason I had given that simile of the lamp. That's exactly what we four are lighting right now in this body.
Yeah, correct. Even though I did not see that light when I was doing that, I saw it in some form, but not in that blemish-free and that in that form. But it's only that sense of feeling of that light inside. But I have not seen it like that. Even though I saw one light, but not as bright as you said.
Yeah, it is really bright. It's like you will feel that the eyes are not at all there. You cannot take that light. It is so powerful.
Yeah, I think when you do this Shanmukha Mudra, then you will get that light, I guess.
Shambhavi Mudra.
No, there's you close your what do you say? With your fingers, you close your lips, your nose, your eyes, your ears.
Ah, that one. Okay. I got it.
That one I did once. I told you, right?
Right.
It was such a blinding light of gold or yellow. I don't know what it is. I just couldn't look at it. I had to open my eyes.
Yes.
I didn't know why I did it, but I was standing in the balcony and doing it.
No, that pranayama is Brahmari. So if you hold all the senses, you will immediately get that light.
Yeah, it was blind. I had to open my eyes.
It will initially start with orangish yellow, and it turns bright yellow, and then you cannot hold it. Your eyes will get opened up.
Yes.
So if you don't have that power to hold it, it will not be there. You just open up the eyes, and then it is gone. Then you try 100 times, you'll never get it.
After that, I never tried. So,
Sri Hari, in that light, everything happens. You will see God, you will see whomever you want to see will come there.
I'm now little frightened now because what sometimes happened was, Vilas. Something like this, when it happens, I get some of my friends, or maybe their pain or something. So what used to happen is, at least out of 10 times like this, 5 times it becomes true. So I used to normally call them afterwards and then ask generally how are they. It so happens that 50% of it says that yes, they were in some pain, or something happened to their father or mother, or something like that. So I don't know if I have this. Sometimes I get this kind of thoughts also, which I try to eliminate, but they get so used. And then when I inquire after that sessions, like once I'm out of it, and then maybe after a day I call them. It happens that it is real. So I was little frightened to get into that sometimes so deep. And I don't know if I can tell this. Maybe I also had this sometime in September or thing like that. I also had this about my one of my friends recently. It so happened that his father had some severe stroke, and then this one. So I was like very frightened after that.
Yeah, that happens, Sri. How it happens also, I will tell you, is that when you get into that state, and if you were to see the light, it is the same light everywhere. So you will get to see what is happening to whoever you know. And it just comes out. Now you can't say that I don't want to watch it. You can't say I love to watch it. It just comes. Because it gets connected. So then you will see that you are connected with everything in this world, whatever you say. There is nothing other than you at all anywhere. It's only you who is existing everywhere as somebody. So if I think you are existing, it is actually I'm talking to myself in real sense. But looks like I'm talking to you. So when you do this, when you get this golden light, it's so dazzling and all that, and then you find that there is no you at all. It is only that which is there everywhere. So it knows everything. So it will be a scary experience for the mind.
Again, it is not always correct. Maybe 50% of it is. 50% of the times it is correct.
Why that 50% is correct? Because at that point in time you would have penetrated, and 50% of the time you are not penetrated. It will distract also. So once it distracts, you will not get that. Whatever the message also is lost. So it is all about purity of thoughts and actions. That will make this golden light be there for a long period of time. Otherwise, it covers up. That is what tamas is all about.
like I used to get dreams if something happens in my mother's family. My mother's family is very big. She is the 11th child, and she had 10 brothers and sisters. And then she also had her mother's sister. That also another big family are there. So I think I don't remember, it is from 1996 or 97 onwards, I don't know. Just 2 weeks before anybody in my mother's family, any of her sisters or brothers pass away, I will see a dream. It's not that I am not seeing that person is passing away or not. I just see our house, that our house is where my grandmother stayed, and so everybody used to assemble in that house actually. So I would see my mother's elder brothers, some 2 or 3 people have passed away, they will simply come and sit in that hall. Okay, not talking. Then simply come and sit and I will see it. Okay, first time I saw, I thought, okay, what kind of dream it is. And then 2 weeks later, somebody of one of our brothers or sisters passed away. Like that, it happened 3 times or 4 times continuously. Then I was scared to sleep only because I don't know what I will dream. It could be my mother's own brother, sister, or it could be the other family, then my grandmother's sister's family somebody. So I used to see it, then I was, every day when I was about to sleep, this will come in my mind. I said, I don't want to sleep. I used to be scared to sleep. Then I told, please don't make me see all these dreams. Just like that I told, and after that I have never seen. But in my father's family also, many people pass away, but then I never get any indication. I will not know anything about it. But my mother's family, it's like that. So I used to wonder why I used to get such vivid dreams. That's right. So you will get scared. So.
And the most scary part is when I try to call my friends up and then they tell yes something exactly that they were also in some pain or had some situation. So that really aggravates the situation. Yeah.
No, actually what happens, Sri Hari, is that instead of seeing the divine things, you will see these things because the mind is impure. It gets to see all of this. Otherwise, many people get only the divine things, meaning they are seeing some deity coming and talking and all that. So both are possible. So wherever the light falls, that becomes real. Like I said, Sri Hari, this light you cannot miss it, but you will never see it. That's the power of Maya.
Healing power.
Yeah, healing power. You will never see it, but you cannot miss it. It's like saying that, why don't you see the sun? But I'm not able to see the sun.
Right.
Now, what do we do now? There is a description of the how sun looks. So I have read it. Now I want to see the sun. Let me go and meet the sun. But
it will not happen. It has to decide to reveal itself.
Yeah. So now this is where any kind of bhakti or devotion or the jnana and all that, we have to go.
The theory is, if we are able to make our mind still without any thoughts and without any movement, then it is told that you should be able to see the self because nothing else is left. But in spite, even if you are able to reach that stillness and silence, there is no guarantee that you will see that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And that is the one which goes to another life. This is the fun, right? That is the same one which goes to another life. But the mind doesn't know. Mind has not seen it. So it doesn't even know where it is going. It is not going anywhere. It is just taking a different form. That's all. So like when I say that my parents are no longer there, actually I am making a very foolish statement. They never were there to die. They have taken a different form. They exist in a different form. That's all.
Right.
So nobody is dead. Actually.
Yeah, all are present.
All are present and they've been ever present. It's not that we are present now, which we will not be present later. In the same way, they are present and they might not be present later. Or
so there is a qualification to it. So if you think you are Vilas or you are Lata or that will anyway go. If you think that way, then okay, you will be present and non-present. But if you really are in that other light, then you can say, okay, you will be always present and never going away anywhere. Right?
yes.
It's at two levels.
So first level is Maya, the second level is without Maya. So there is nothing was there, nothing is there, nothing will be there. So it's completely shunya of what we think exists. And that is what Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya is all about. Otherwise, that also exists, this also exists, which is Brahman Satya Jagat Satya.
So for us, I think if we are honest, that is the state.
Yeah,
All of
because,
us exist, all the gods also exist, everything in different worlds exist, and there's also the Brahman exists.
yes,
That's our reality right now.
yeah, that is our
To be
reality.
if we are very honest with ourselves, that's the state we are in.
Yeah, we are in Dvaita. No matter how much Advaita we can speak, but we are really in Dvaita.
Yeah, it is so sticking that you are this body. You always feel you are inside this body that you cannot get rid of. So as long as that, then you are separate and all the others are separate. And all these things are real. Whatever you see is real, you are also real. All the gods are real. All the knowledge, everything, whatever we are doing is real. Plus Brahman is also real. Because there should be some power.
Yes.
And that's why Bhakti should help us.
Actually, we should only go towards Bhakti Marga.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yes. Because otherwise it was, I am seeing in myself that I am intellectualizing all this knowledge, and maybe a little bit I am able to penetrate more than before. So then it is coming to a situation that I know, and so on. So then you have to, something has to shake you out of it. And then I was thinking, okay, then I think there should be some bhakti, the deep bhakti, which should come to the self or to the deity. One of them. So that your mind can be consumed completely by that self.
Right.
So in this, when you said now it is mind, it is full of chitta. So chitta is fully consumed with that deity, and there is nothing else that is showing up.
Yes.
Yes.
The chitta is the light. That light has only the deity. Like the other day we were talking when Padmashri said that why don't you consider all the photographs in your puja room as the same deity? If you can do that, you are done. You should not see any diversity. You should only see unity. The moment you see diversity, that means it's gone. So when I see four of us, I should only see unity, not diversity.
Yeah, you should be able to, as soon as you look, you should be able to go to that essence and not the outer covering
Yes.
of anybody you see.
Yeah, it is
Right.
only the garment. See, the body is a
Correct.
garment under which this light exists. So whenever we see anything, including a mosquito flying by, you should be able to see that light rather than that garment.
Correct.
If we can do that, you have done what you're supposed to do. Now there is unity. There is no diversity. Dvaita is diversity. Advaita is unity. That's all.
Yeah. Very easy to understand intellectually.
Yeah, but when I see the mosquito and kill the mosquito because it is
When you see
biting.
the mosquito, this mosquito has to be killed.
Actually, you are killing yourself because there is no mosquito in the first place.
Yeah, it is only that essence, and that essence also you should be able to see in yourself first.
Yeah.
Then only you can see it in others. If you are not able to see it in yourself, then there is how much ever you look, you will not find it outside. I think inside you should find that. Means you have to remove one by one all that garments of body, all that other superimpositions which you have put. Everything has to be removed, and then you can see that essence. And once you really see that essence, then you can see that essence in all others. Otherwise, it's impossible. Otherwise, it will be only an imagination that you are imagining essence in yourself and imagining essence in others, right?
Yes. And the problem with that imagination is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah,
So
correct.
when I see this fly or a mosquito or some creature coming, and then I feel, how dare it bite me? I will hit it and it dies. And I forget all about it, not realizing that I have killed myself. I first of all harmed that harmless creature. It never came in search of biting me. It came in search of food. For it, blood is the food, not my blood. It's just a blood. So now I have a choice. I can cover up my body, put a fan, put whatever, or get up from that place, rather than killing that poor insect. So that is how I create compassion. Because I'm killing myself. Basically, the moment I hit it, I have hit myself. And that is how we see the essence. And for that, we need to see the light, the dazzling light. Gold is no comparison to it. If you really see it, you will see it much brighter than gold. It looks like gold, but it is beyond gold, beyond comparison. What you can literally see the whole thing there. It's such a fabulous light. And that is what you are. That's all. Okay, so let's end today's topic and we'll continue tomorrow on the same. How to see it.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
tomorrow we will look at what are the methods through which you can see.
Yes. I see that light. So, see, tomorrow Vilas' assignment is make us, three of us, see the light.
That is the problem. So let's see.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Good day.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's fine. Good day.
Bye. Good day.